basically, that's why we called for this huddle. Was because yesterday we did not have a chance to meet with you after the organization briefing that was given to the SND designated Arlene Gonzalez Jr. But basically, in a nutshell, what was discussed was I'd like to report that we had a smooth transition yesterday, and that he prevailed upon our executive committee members and our heads of bureaus to stay on, and that I'd like to let you know that the DND is intact, and his intention is to hit the ground running proverbially, so that there will be continuity and to ensure that the 10-point agenda of the Department of National Defense will be implemented. So I'm sure you have many questions. I'd like to ask now, would like to shoot the first question. Yusek De Leon is here, who can provide us with some insights, and maybe I'm able to answer some of your questions. So would like to go first. Please say your name and publication for the sake of Yusek De Leon, who is not familiar with you.
Hi, Yusek. Investor from DNA7. Sir, na-discuss din ba yung siyempre controversy surrounding the resignation of Yusek Faustino and then subsequent appointment of Yusek Chavez? Did he tackle or was it ever a part of the discussions? Kaya nag-ask din siya na everybody stay on board. Was that part of the discussions yesterday? Clearing the air.
Yes, thank you for the question, sir. Una po sa lahat, nagpapasalamat po ako sa inyong presensya sa tanghaling ito at mabigyan kami ng opportunity na magsalita. Nanggaling po kami sa main function room ng AFP Commission Officers Club for the traditional New Year's call to the Secretary of National Defense in Jerusalem. It's a joint call, actually, cherished tradition of the One Defense Team, kung saan po ay kakaroon po ng pagpulo or pagsasama, nakita po ang kalagayan ng mga commanders and officers. Sa katanungan po na pag-usapan, ang tema po or ang myth of the discussion yesterday was to provide the Secretary of National Defense designate an orientation transition briefing. Initially, nagkaroon po ng pagpupulong in executive session ang outgoing and incoming or the newly designated Secretary of National Defense in this fall. At nagkaroon po sila ng transfer, a smooth transfer of instruction, programs, and activities in align with the 10-point defense agenda. Kahapon po sa pagpupulong, sumentro po ang pagpupulong sa pagbibigay po ng kautusan. Una sa lahat, everyone stays on. And let us continue and focus with the mandate of the Defense Department and the One Defense Team, including its bureaus and the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Hindi na po namin pinag-usapan, ang importante po rito ay we move forward and address the mandate of the Defense Department. Pangalawa po, nagbigay rin po siya ng kautusan, kaya nga po nang nasabi ni Director Abulong, that we should all hit the ground running, so to speak. Including, as proof, yung ngayon po, on the second day of the job, our Secretary of National Defense designated the President visiting disaster-stricken areas in northern Mindanao at kasama din po dito, jive with this visit, our visit to our field units. So this is how Secretary Galvez would want to jumpstart his tenure as the SMD designee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chino. You have follow
May follow-up ako, sir. Sir, hindi na pag-usapan yung medyo, ano ba tawag doon? Medyo pinagkakaguluhan o pinag-question na transition between the AFP chiefs. And paano ba i-address ito through an IRR or yung legal aspects kasi kine-question din in the first place. Was that ever part of the agenda or napag-usapan din yun?
Hindi po pinag-usapan because precisely there is nothing irregular if you are referring to the law that prescribes and decide rightfully it is the prerogative of the Commander-in-Chief to designate not only the Chief of Staff, but of course the key officials of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the DND civilian.
Thank you, Tito. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Sir Chona, you po sa Radyo Inquirer. Sir, how are you going to assess the morale of the troops right now after the parang hula-balu sa changes ng command sa DND, sa AFP, tapos sa DND po?
Let me give my assessment based on the turnout in this morning's traditional joint DND 2 years old. All the key commanders were there, including the key staff officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the DND civilian bureaus. So I think there is no issue on the morale. The morale remains high. They're focused on everything.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Pa from NHK. Sir, with the new defense and military leadership, will there be changes in terms of handling the West Philippine Sea? Why or why not?
I think the handling of the West Philippine Sea based on the foreign policy initiated by our chief architect, President of the Republic, remains to continue. There shall be no changes insofar as a handling of the West Philippine Sea issues because we are implementers of policy. Thank you.
Sir, you said morning po, all SMAUs. Gusto po namin linawin kung kumusta po ang status ngayon ng support ng DND doon sa NDF-AFP.
Ang suporta po ng DND being one or two on the lead clusters, which is the peace, law enforcement and development support, and the IAP, or the task force political, remains to be strong with support to NTF.
If I may add, si Yusek De Leon is the head of two clusters under the NTF. He already mentioned the NEDS and the IAP. So the DND has a crucial role under the NTF organization. Thank you. Yes, Tani.
Francis, Sir Francis Hawati po from Clark. Sir, clarify ko lang if si General Centino will serve as 3 years fixed term.
Well, that is the prerogative of the Commander-in-Chief. The law provides a fixed tenure, but it also has a qualifier that in the event that, as the law provides, that the term cannot be pursued, the individual will be deemed compulsorily retired. So, on the answer to the question, I could not provide an answer to that. I'm not aware of the decision of the Commander-in-Chief insofar as the tenure of General Centino.
Thank you. Victor Reyes, Victor, sama na rin.
Sir, may mga talks ng dissatisfaction about with the replacement ni General Paparo. So, what's the message of General Calves sa mga sundalo kung may disgruntled?
The Armed Forces of the Philippines has expressly manifested in a press release that there is no destabilization. That was over the weekend. I think everyone is aware of that. And the message of Secretary Galvez is that the one defense team should remain united and should pursue and focus on its mandate. Basically, yun ang binabagit niya in our transition briefing yesterday. And nga pala po, gusto ko rin pong sabihin that there will be an AFP, DND Command Conference tomorrow at the DHQ conference room, wherein Secretary Galvez himself is scheduled to preside jointly with the Chief of Staff AFP. At doon po ibibigay officially ang kanyang Secretary of National Defense.
Thank you.
Sir, good afternoon po. John Head Mendoza po from INQUIRER.net. Sir, kahapon, pabalita po yung courtesy resignation po na siyam na 5 undersecretaries and 4 assistant secretaries. Then, this Wednesday morning, parang doon po sa meeting, nabanggit po ni Secretary Galvez na parang gusto niyo po maging intact yung DND. So, sir, for the record, wala na pong mag-resign.
Wala pong, gusto ko lang pong i-stress para po sa pag-uunawa ng lahat. A courtesy resignation is a customary process. Whenever there is a new head of the agency, the key officials will render their courtesy resignation for the purpose of giving a free hand to the newly designated head of the department. This is nothing extraordinary, even in other agencies, more so with the one defense team, because kami po, we value tradition. So, normal po yun. Now, it is incumbent upon the newly designated head of agency to either accept or reject. In the case of Secretary Galvez, while we are ready with our 13 resignation in accordance with custom, there is nothing extraordinary about it. He immediately gave the order. Everybody stays put, and hence nobody would do the resign or get out. As manifested by Director Radyo, we are in.
Sir, good afternoon. Mark Makalala, DCW. Sir, para follow-up lang doon, everyone will stay for now because of the transition or we all agreed na mag-stay talaga sa DND despite some changes sa leadership?
We all agreed to stay senior leaders, the undersecretaries, and the assistant secretaries.
So even though tapos na yung transition natin, sir, tuloy ka ng service na sa DND?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, second question, sir. Dahil sa sudden changes sa leadership ng AFP and DND, do you think necessary para ba yung loyalty check or hindi na kailangan ito?
Hindi na po. Wala pong kailangan loyalty check. The AFP remains steadfast and loyal to the Constitution, to flag and the duly constituted.
Yes, sir.
Right, are there any other questions? Sige, kung wala na, thank you very much for everyone. Anyway, I'm available for further questions. Pasensya na po sa mga tumatawag sa akin kayo ng umaga. Medyo busy kami naghahanda sa New Year's call. But as the Undersecretary said, you will see na ang daming pumunta rito. The DND officials were all here. At yung command structure ng AFP na hindi ito kompleto. Kasi nga, reiterating namin na mag-hold ng first DND-AFP command conference si Secretary Designate Galvez. So with that, on behalf of you, Secretary, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here. Pasensya na tagalan, you know how New Year's calls go, mahaba yung pila. Pagod na si Yusek Joey sa kamay, sa kakatayo kanina. So, maraming salamat and thank you.
Happy New Year sa inyo lahat.
Ano po yun?